An Artist's Journey, a video walkthrough of the portfolio of Jan Jonker, which is myself. I'm going to start with my digital photography. And this image was one of our first assignments, and I chose to desaturate the shiplap background and accentuate the colors in both the orange and yellow flowers. This image, I chose to accentuate the browns in my dog. The photograph didn't quite come out as clear and beautiful as she was, so I added the color, the hue saturation, to make her look more like she really does in real life. In this composite photo, I took an image of a blank hockey rink and added 6 images of my daughter doing a celebration for scoring a goal. And in the background, I put the images of fire, which is actually the composition of more than 12 images of fire to create that realism. And that is symbolic of the pressure that these young athletes face from parents and other fans as they're trying to focus on their sport. Anybody who's lived in the Pacific Northwest for a season or two has undoubtedly experienced what these thorns feel like when you're trying to capture some blackberries to taste. And I wanted to capture how beautiful the thorns are when they're not scratching me. This image of Snoqualmie Falls was the first attempt I made at sky replacement, because I captured the image on a cloudy day, but I've seen it look this beautiful on a sunny day. And the trees in the upper left and upper right along the rock cliffs made that difficult. And after some assistance from my instructor, I was able to kind of clean those up a little bit. And I think that it looks very realistic to what a person would see at the lower falls observation deck on a nice sunny day. This image, I had spent several hours working on still life photography with using different shells. And as the evening wore on, I wanted to try and capture what would look like a shell on the beach with a campfire light. And I think this turned out really well, and there's very little editing. The next part is a couple of social media ads that I did in the first quarter. We were working for a fictitious client, and my client worked with fireworks and color immersion events. So this was the ad campaign I put together for them for social media. This ad actually became an animated ad where I used the ability to fade in and fade out the text. And I wanted to make it look like the eye and inspired was the center of the firework. And as you can see in the bottom corner, the small spark follows the wick and the firework shoots off and it explodes in the sky, showing off the company's logo. I've also worked on UX UI design, and the web page that I worked on initially, we created high fidelity prototypes in Adobe XD. And for the second half of the quarter, we moved over to Dreamweaver and did the actual HTML, CSS code for a functional website. We had to create 4 functional pages that interacted with each other. I've taken some screenshots here. The web page was hosted on the college's servers and will be taken down at their convenience when they need the space for the next class. This was the first mobile app that I created high fidelity prototypes for in Adobe XD. I named it UB Trippin'. It was a visual ID app designed for the traveler. I found a lot of weakness within travel apps and wanted to answer those. And as you can see in the text on the screen, there is a video walkthrough upon request. This is a screenshot of my hub-based home automation app that was rather challenging. The research was daunting. This is a really well saturated field, and we did find one weakness within the available apps. And once I found a need, that kind of gave me purpose, and I feel like I created a really nice high fidelity prototype. And again, there's a video walkthrough upon request. This page is just what I would call an expansion pack. In the fall, I'll be taking 3D modeling and video production, and in winter of 25, I'll be taking motion graphics. But I'm also wanting to be ready for applying for internships. So I want to show that I'm continuing to progress my skill set. Finally, we'll close out with some print media that I've worked on. This was a poster, again, for the Fireworks and Color Immersion company. It was several iterations between the hand-drawn rough prototype and this final poster. I'm very proud of the details that came out, like how the R is lighting the firework that was the eye, and how it all kind of works together. Takes you on a little journey. This was a poster for a kids event. It was created 100% in Adobe InDesign, and again, several iterations between drawing and prototypes in this final poster. I think it turned out really well, and in fact, I know a couple kids who wanted this to be a real event. So I think that's a success. One of the hardest projects I've worked on was in our InDesign class, and we needed to create a magazine and a spread. And we came up with a magazine name, created the cover and the spread, and the name of my magazine was Recover. So their tagline was, "Don't just cover it, recover from it." It's a trauma-based magazine for those in recovery from PTSD. The spread, I will warn you, was one of the most emotional things and the hardest things for me to not only go through but recover from. I will have it on the screen for a moment, so if you'd like to end now, that's fine, or skip past it. I will make it quick. And this final image is Steam Train 924, which spent over 4 years in restoration in Snoqualmie. It is an active steam train, wood-fired, and this image was taken on August 17th as it was getting ready to marshal the Snoqualmie Day Parade. And I thought it would be appropriate to say, if you want to get on board this journey, my information is below. Thank you for staying with me for this long video, and I hope you have a great day.